on a journey through deep space, trapped in a war. Two pirates fight the good fight, armed with only 6 strings and some pretty bitchin' beards. It's time for your weekly dose of pirate madness. You're now listening to the Guitar Pirates Podcast.
It's the middle of the week. You know what that means. The Guitar Pirates Podcast is finally catching up with another rousing episode of your wonderful weekly music news, guitar gear, and facial hair support club show. I'm your host, Josh Jones.
I'm your co-host, Jim Steger.
Guys, welcome to the middle of July. Are y'all hot where you guys are? Because we are too.
I'm over it.
It's one of those shows today here on episode 67.
And just like last week, this week's moniker, say it with your chest.
Say it with your chest.
The very last thing he said before he hit records. That's the moniker for today. That's how we did it last week.
Yeah, the front butt episode rolls on episode 66 because we're in episode 67. Running into a little bit of dirty laundry. I don't really have much. Guys, if I should have much, let us know. Hit us up on the socials. Instagram and Facebook. What do you got, Jim? Anything worth a damn?
All-Star Weekend for baseball is next week.
Yeah.
That's something. A lot of good signings, a lot of stuff going on in the sports world.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as music-wise, don't got much.
No.
I mean, rumors.
Festivals, rumors. There's a band departure. A couple other things we'll get into. Gibson scoops again. We'll get into that in some gas.
Gibson, man.
We have some hot takes in gas today.
Gibson is they on fire.
Scooping the royalty. That's what I call that.
They're gonna scoop us one day once we find the Les Paul that, like, I know the junior, yep. Yes, but I mean as far as like the full on real Les Paul, it'll happen one day.
It'll happen.
We'll get one.
It will happen. Dirty laundry rolls on with a nice folded stack of clothes at the foot of your bed. Episode 67. High and tight. Tighter than Dick's hat band. Another episode in the books. Got a wonderful main event where we discuss a little bit of 1967 knowledge for episode 67. Beard tips, fun news, Gibson scoopage. Other than that, let's jump into this day in music. As if you're new here, you reserve the right to find an arrest and make a big deal out of that arrest whenever we look at this day in.
But what sucks, though, is now that we're looking for it, the core that had taken up about 50 episodes, they've been kind of quiet.
It's been quiet.
They've been quiet.
It's been quiet. It really has been, but we also reserve the right to go forward and backwards, which we'll obviously go backwards a couple days within this one if we don't find anything worth a damn. Happy birthday, Barry Mason. Happy birthday, Howie Casey. Happy birthday, Christine McVie. Happy birthday, Wilco Johnson. Happy birthday, Eric Carr. Happy birthday, Philip Taylor Kramer. Happy birthday, Liz Mitchell. Happy birthday, John Petrucci. Wow.
Beast.
Beard of the Week alum. Might as well have him for Beard of the Week this week. This week I was going to do some tips. We'll do John as well. That works.
He's got a magnificent beard.
And a magnificent head of hair. Coming from a guy who's losing his, he has a magnificent head of hair.
Hey, don't let this fella fool you. He used to have the most luxurious hair of anybody.
I will compliment a man, and I know what I'm dealing with. If you're losing it, you guys know what it is. Sometimes you have to just to come to it. But I will compliment a man or woman if they got a luxurious head of hair.
When women tell him that his hair is beautiful, that's all you need to know.
That's all you need to know. You should see my daughter's hair. Anyway, 54, Elvis Presley. 19-year-old Elvis Presley signed a recording contract with Sun Records. also gave in his notice at his day job at the Crown Electric Company. The Quarrymen, featuring Lennon, McCartney, George Harrison, John Duff, Lowe on piano, and Colin Hamilton on drums, recorded a vanity disc at a small studio in an electronic shop owned by a man named Percy Phillips. Ray Charles was number 1 in the UK singles charts with the Don Gibson penned country ballad I Can't Stop Loving You. Rolling Stones made their live debut at the Marquee Jazz Club with Dick Taylor on bass, later the Pretty Things, and Mick Avery on drums, later the Kinks. Billed as the Rolling Stones, they were paid £20 for the gig, equivalent of £330 in 2010.
Wouldn't it be weird if they were still Rolling Stones?
That would be weird.
It doesn't sound right.
Minnie Riperton died of cancer at 31. Stevie Wonder produced Loving You and gave Minnie a U.S. number 1 single in 75. Olivia Newton-John and Electric Light Orchestra had the UK number 1 single with Sandow. Taken from the film with the same name, it gave Olivia Newton-John her 3rd UK number 1 single. '86, Boy George and singer Marilyn were arrested in London, England for possession of drugs. Well, we don't have to go very far from that.
Yes.
Boy George is our arrest of the week.
I think that's our second Boy George
Second
sighting.
or third?
I know the one was
I
for
know that there was one.
for kidnapping and
There
holding
was
that.
one. There might have been another one. Maybe.
He was a nuisance in the 80s.
He was a nuisance.
I mean, dangerous. I mean, you have to give him credit where credit's due if you don't like his music, but I mean, it's catchy as shit.
Yeah. 96, Jimmy Chamberlain, Smashing Pumpkins drummer, was charged with drug possession after the death of the band's keyboard player, Jonathan Melvin, in his New York hotel room.
Damn. That's 2.
2008, Ronnie Wood left his wife of 23 years and moved in with an 18-year-old Russian cocktail waitress. The 61-year-old dad of 4 had met the teenager while out drinking and taken her away to his luxury pad in Ireland. Uh, 2019, Harry Styles' Terrazanga Orario was arrested by police and reprimanded in custody for stalking former One Direction singer Harry Styles. Well, never mind about that one. I thought a dude got arrested.
Right.
So, I'm sorry, guys.
Boo this man.
Boo this man. But guys, that's it. This day in music, in the books.
2 drug possession
Two,
arrests.
Yeah.
Finally, it's been a couple of weeks.
We'll call that a twofer.
We're still waiting on a Rolling Stone or a Beatle, like
a rolling stone.
You shut your mouth.
You shut your mouth. Oh, speaking of this, I remember. We have a band name finder here on the show. What's the weirdest band name? And I wish I would have took a picture of it. I was driving to work in some weird satellite radio station. The band's name was Chocolate Watch Band.
Chocolate Watch Band.
It does not beat Steam Packet, but man, is it close. Like, it kind of blew my mind. I was like,
what was that one?
One was Steam, it was like Imperial Carpets or something, or Spiral Carpets, or In Spiral Carpets.
In Spiral Carpets.
Yeah. Yeah, so guys, if you have a crazy band name, hit us up on the Facebooks, the socials, the Instagrams, leave a comment. What kind of crazy band name have you heard of, or do you actually play in? Do you play in Chocolate Watch Band? If so, hit us up. Let us know what the hell you do.
And be on that show. Oh.
Be on the show. Regardless, moving on from this day in music. What a good one. Had a really good one this time.
Finally.
I
feel satisfied.
Before we do that, before we jump into Jim's Metal Minute, let's pay some bills. Analog Pedals, guys. We've said it once before. We're going to say it again. Head over to analogpedals.com. Put in an order, custom order for your wonderful guitar effects pedal. Excess Drive Boone's Mojo Box, the Thunderbird, the OTP fuzz, the Cedar Flat lightning pedal, you name it, he's got it. If he doesn't, he can make it for you. Klon clones, Tube Screamer clones, Echoplex clones, whatever you want, he's got it. Hit him up. Jeff Bolin, Analog Pedals. Tell him the Pirates sent you. He'll treat you like the scallywag you deserve to be. Let's jump into a little bit of Jim's Metal Minute. Jim's Metal Minute!
And welcome to Jim's Metal Minute. This, what we're going to talk about today, I've seen almost fist fights over this topic. I mean, as far as like guitarists go, everybody's pretty much on the same page as Dimebag is the greatest metal guitarist of all time. There's pretty well like
it's close.
you have some that you can throw in that you can't argue anybody, but I mean it's pretty. Dimebag is pretty much the most revered metal guitarist ever
within metal guitar players, for sure. Like the big dogs. Like he's your favorite guitar player's favorite guitar player.
Yes. So
because other people could argue that to the end of time. Oh, it's this or oh, it's this.
Oh, yeah, of course.
But in reality, if you go interview their favorite guitar player,
it's Dime.
More often than not, if it's a metal player, that favorite guitar player's guitar player is Dime.
It's Dime. Yes.
It's just 80 to 90% of the time.
100%. So it's like, but when it comes to this topic, because even drummers is pretty simple. You know, Vinny, Dave Lombardo
can get really. You can get shallow really fast.
I mean, people scoff at Lars. We've talked about Lars before. I don't.
Pioneer.
If you go back and listen to like. Just watch him actually play. He does not suck. Y'all are just blind or deaf.
He's a pioneer of modern metal drumming. If you've been in any kind of beginner basic mode or learning mode, you've sat and dissected a Metallica song.
Oh, yes.
Especially if you're a drummer.
You can't have a superior technical guitarist than Metallica. It won't work.
Yeah.
It would not work. Like a Danny Carey or, Neil Peart. It's just too much stuff. Too much stuff. They're guitar-driven band.
But what are we here, though, for today?
We are here. Who is the best metal vocalist of all time? I have my top 3. I figured I could do 5, but we all know this. I've literally seen arguments because
there's been
people can't get past the big 3.
I think the vocalist too, in a weird way, kind of represents the band as a whole.
Yes.
You don't think of the vocalist as just, this person. You think of the vocalist as like this embodiment of the band and what you hear,
Yeah.
It's almost like you're fighting for the band.
Exactly.
In a weird way.
Because who do you got? Bruce Dickinson? Yeah. The metal master himself, Rob Halford. You got Dio. I mean, Ozzy... It's a fine line for me. With Black Sabbath, I could say it, but I think he's more... Man, I don't know about that. I love Ozzy, don't get me wrong.
Ozzy's on there for me just because I enjoy it.
Yeah.
I enjoy it, and I think Black Sabbath, anytime you pioneer something...
Well, Black Sabbath, yes, but as far as, like, solo, like, there are some aspects of metal, but... I think he, especially with Zach, they got a lot more heavier. In like early '90s, like No More Tears, that album was real good. But for me, it's Phil Anselmo. He's kind of like embodiment of all his predecessors wrapped into one, and he just got heavier and heavier as they went on, just like Pantera did. That's my. I think he is the embodiment of. Whatever came out of the 70s into the 80s, poof, here comes Phil Anselmo, and he took everything.
Like this late 80s thrash thing that was just kind of new. Not new, I guess, underground. And then it just kind of went insane. Insane,
yeah.
Like this whole the thrash movement, and I think when you can transcend from that and then... hate me for saying this, but then get popular.
Oh, yeah.
Like you've kind of transcended the mold.
Yeah. And he embodied like the early Cowboys from Hell days, he had the embodiments of of a Dio or a King Diamond, or of course Judas, Rob Halford.
I think too in the early days where they were going hadn't even been paved yet.
No,
nobody was even thinking that way.
No,
they were still running the old ways.
Yeah, and then they invented groove metal. They are the.
But as far as him as a singer, he does have range.
It's everything you'd
want.
want.
He has the Axl Rose type range.
Yeah, he can hit that.
I don't know if he can do the bass stuff that Axl supposedly can do, but he can do all the pitches, all the range, or he could.
Yeah.
Nowadays, we obviously don't know.
But of course, you got James Hetfield. That's not a wrong answer. You could say.
There's no wrong answer.
There's no wrong answer. I still think Corey Taylor in the Iowa years is the greatest scream, the most guttural, the most holy hells. Like, what just happened to me?
I still like early Howard Jones from Killswitch.
Oh yeah,
That's
course.
fun for me.
Yeah,
I can get into that, and Dio, of course, Phil, and Lemmy.
Lemmy's
just
God.
Because he's got
he's on this whole different planet.
Ozzy, of course, because I love Ozzy.
Yeah.
But Lemmy's just got the punk metal. He's got everything you want.
Oh,
when you want the full meal deal, just go get some Lemmy. He doesn't do what Phil does, but he doesn't have to.
He doesn't have to.
He doesn't.
But he can sing.
He can sing, and he's done it. But he doesn't have to do what Phil does to get you there.
No. Hell no.
You know what I mean? And they can both get you to that point. But Phil does the big 80s, big voice with tons of range, and Lemmy just bashes you over the head.
Lemmy's like the Neanderthal that you, sex, poof.
Yeah, Lemmy is Hulk smash. Yeah. That's, to me, that's his style. But yeah, that's the guys that I would go for.
Oh, yeah. There's nothing wrong there. 100%.
I love Pantera, of course. I bleed it still, and I love it. And Phil, in those days, was on fire.
Especially,
it sucks that they hated each other so much in the later days, because I think their music could have been even better.
Oh, imagine if he never would have OD'd.
Or if they could have gotten back together after Damage Plan.
Which Tommy Tongs, which I've talked about it before, Dimebag said, and I quote, or he quoted, because we never know if Dime actually said this, that I've got to get that dude back, and that was talking about the one and only, my vote for the best metal vocalist of all time, Mr. Phil Anselmo. Who do you think is? And there's no wrong. There really is no wrong answer.
There is no wrong answer. It's basically like the watered down question: who's your favorite metal band?
Yeah. And 9 times out of 10, it's Pantera. And then you have
some other. There's if we can get some responses, I'm sure there's a lot of others that
I want to hear.
Enjoy,
yes.
And I want to know what you enjoy about it too.
Yeah.
Is it the screaming ass shit? Is it that you can hit those high notes mixed with the metal, or is it like Lemmy's gravelly, Scotch cigar filled, whatever you want to call it? Just whatever that Lemmy voice is. Gosh dang.
There's a reason why people say Lemmy is God. Lemmy is on our show. He's revered. He's on a pedestal almost above anybody. Yeah. Lemmy is one of our favorites of all time. But give us a shout out. Who do you think is the best metal vocalist? Are you going to go traditional? Are you going to go modern? I mean, you can go so many different ways. You could say pretty much anybody.
I don't know what way we're going to go, but I'm going to do one little thing here. Because I've got Jonesy's little moment. Guys.
Jonesy's little moment.
Came by diamond with a moment. But Super 7 action figures. Slayer Ultimates figure. Show No Mercy Minotaur figure. Literal Slayer figure.
Oh, wow.
They do little 3 3/4 inch reaction stuff and some other Slayer stuff, but this is a full-blown 7-inch devil thing. I don't know if you guys can see that on the screen. full-blown devil thing. Look at the box.
Oh, it's wicked.
Look at the... I mean, it's just insane. It's got 2 heads, like 4 sets of hands, a big sword. It's got a Slayer belt buckle. This thing is crazy. It's $55, guys. Super 7s, they're some of the best action figures on the market, though.
I mean,
I can attest to that.
I think they missed the mark. You could have charged 66.
You could have really charged it with like a percentage discount or whatever to make it cool.
Yeah.
We're charging you $666, but we also give you this discount to make it nice.
Right.
You know. Says never a bad day to slay. Slayer is one of the ultimates of heavy metal, and Super 7 is working on Ultimates figures of the legendary group to show our love. In addition to Ultimates, we've got Slayer reaction figures and paper people ready to make killer additions to your heavy metal collection.
Because Slayer's by almost regarded as the heaviest band of all time.
There's the reaction figure. Looks like a miniature version of what we just seen. Look at the card, though. Slayer card, old school Minotaur thing. That would be the one to get. Put that thing on the card on the wall.
Is that still 55?
No, this one's 18.
Oh, wow.
The reaction figures are cheaper. They're 3 3/4. They're not 7 inches, and they don't come with any accessories. The ones that are 55 are like the Lamborghinis of action figures.
The holy shit package.
Yeah, it's the holy shit package when you buy them, for sure. I've got turtles made by Super 7, and when I bought them, I was like, these are the best goddamn turtles I've ever seen.
Right.
You know, like, holy cow. So that's it for Jonesy's little moment.
That's a wonderful
Super 7
Jonesy's
Slayer
little moment.
action figures.
Look at him coming in clutch on the back end of a Metal Minute.
I just seen that. I was like, this is metal AF. This is so cool. Like, this is a moment. Little metal moment for sure. Guys, staying in the middle. Jumping into some news. This is crazy. Nita Strauss leaves Alice Cooper Band. Stresses she's not pregnant and that there is no drama whatsoever. I read on down the line that she's canceled a few solo festival dates and that she says that her concert touring is still just as full as ever and she will be back on stage sooner than people think, which makes me believe she's leveled up. I'm not saying Alice Cooper's bad. I'm just saying, like, she joined another band.
Do you know the rumor that I read? Demi Lovato. Where's my thumb? You don't leave.
In metal purposes, yes, but I mean, if you're looking for a payday, and she might be, we're all hurting these days, and I'm not gonna hide her hair one way or the other. Yes, it sucks she's leaving Alice Cooper. Yes, but if she goes to Demi Lovato, whatever.
Oh, people on that message board were tearing her.
Were they?
to pieces.
I bet they were. Calling her a
Because-
sellout and stuff like that.
Not so much that, it's just like Demi Lovato said some pretty
Yeah,
crazy
she's
things.
not have the best track record, and you know other people don't as well. But I hope that's not the case. I hope it's somebody cool.
Wouldn't it be crazy? I think it'd be kind of a slap in the face if she went to Evanescence. Cause that poor Jen is still,
Yeah.
she's still hurt by that. We don't even know why. Like, why would you do that? I can't see nobody. I mean, Orianthi left him, and now Nita Strauss has left him.
It's definitely a big jumping point for people, especially highly regarded female guitar players.
And she's up there.
Here we go. moving on. B.C. Rich and Stranger Things. People are Stranger Things fans. I'm not really a Stranger Things fan, but B.C. Rich is coming out with a custom Stranger Things Warlock guitar for $4,700 freaking dollars.
Go figure.
Red Crackle, Kaler Bridge. I don't know what kind of pickups. It's a pre-order. Warlock, Shredzilla Ultra Slim, contour for speed. 24 5/8 scale length. 14-inch radius, ebony board, extra jumbo 57 110s. There's your fret size. Floyd Rose locking R3. That's your nut. Kaler 2300 tremolo. I don't know. $4,700.
I mean,
you can kind of see it up there on the screen. A crackle finish.
I do like the shape of the Warlock.
I'm sure it's fun to play, but maybe for like $700, they should have done that one. A lot of people get on board with that instead of five grand guitar. Jesus Christ. Hot garbage or fine wine? 1, 2, 3.
Middle road. Box.
One box of Franzia.
Yes, sir. Box. Which there's nothing wrong with Franzia.
Mm-mm.
We just don't drink it.
Here's one. If I can get it all to go. The most popular music artists from every state. Do we go through them all?
We can make it quick.
Cosmopolitan, guys. Kind of lame, I know. I just seen the article.
I can't wait to see you with Arkansas because there's quite a few.
I think you'll laugh when you see Arkansas. Alabama, Lionel Richie. Alaska, Portugal the Man. Arizona, Stevie Nicks. Arkansas, Evanescence. California, Billie Eilish. Colorado, One Republic. This might not be the greatest thing here, but here we go. Connecticut, John Mayer.
Wait. California was Billie Eilish. There's way more people than that.
Delaware, George Thorogood and the Destroyers.
There you go.
There's a lot of here that we're not be more, like pop and rap, I guess, because this is not a. I don't know. This was just something I found. Florida, Ariana Grande. Outkast is Georgia. Wise, Bruno Mars. Idaho, Paul Revere and the Raiders.
There we go.
Idaho, behind on the times.
Yeah. Nobody.
Let's go to Idaho and we be from the Idaho. Illinois is Jennifer Hudson. Indiana, Michael Jackson.
Iowa, come on.
Iowa is Slipknot.
Okay, I was gonna say, if you say another band out of Iowa, I
so at least
swear,
they got that right.
I was like, I swear I will flip this table over.
Kansas is Melissa Etheridge. Kentucky is Billy Ray Cyrus. Louisiana is Britney Spears. Howie Day is Maine. Good Charlotte is Maryland. God, if that don't take you back. Massachusetts is Aerosmith. They're the Boston band.
Can't argue that. They're one of the greatest.
Besides Boston.
Yeah.
Were they from Boston? Was Boston from Boston?
We'll have
to fact check that one.
Fact check that one.
Lizzo is Michigan. Minnesota is Prince.
Kid Rock is bigger than Lizzo, sorry.
Mississippi is Elvis Presley. Missouri is Eminem. He was born in St. Joseph, Missouri. Is that a grab or what?
That's a reach.
Montana is Reggie Watts. Nebraska. Well, you want to go back to your teenage years? 311.
Whoa.
It was one of the first bands that I ever seen play a PRS and I was like, what is that? That's not a Strat. That's not like they were playing PRSs in the mid to late 90s, and I was like, what is this? You know, like the guitar was just different. Nevada, Imagine Dragons. New Hampshire's Mandy Moore. New Jersey's Bruce Springsteen. Demi Lovato's New Mexico. Lady Gaga is New York. Nina Simone is North Carolina. Put some respect on Nina Simone's name. She's awesome. Wiz Khalifa is North Dakota. Ohio's John Legend. Oklahoma is the All-American Rejects. Oregon is Esperanza Spalding. She is a bass player. If you've not heard of Esperanza Spalding, she is an awesome, awesome bass player. This chick will play circles around any, like, yeah, she's good. Pennsylvania, Taylor Swift. Rhode Island is Jeffrey Osborne. South Carolina is Hootie and the Blowfish. Love me some Hootie. You go, okay. Darius, please bring back Hootie. Just one more time.
For hoots and magoots.
Can we just get Hootie one more time and get America to feel good one more time?
Can we not hold hands anymore? You yelled at us for years to hold my hand.
We need you to hold our hand now, Hootie. Come back. South Dakota, Sean Colvin. Tennessee is Justin Timberlake. Texas is Beyonce. Utah is Neon Trees. Vermont is Fish. Virginia is Dave Matthews Band. Washington is Nirvana. West Virginia is Brad Paisley. Wisconsin is Bon Iver. Wyoming, Scott Avett. And that is it.
I have a.
There's obviously a few ones there, and it's a Cosmopolitan article, guys. I'm sorry. I know. I'm fishing for news.
I have a lot.
There's a lot to say, but I think anybody would, though. I mean, right?
Yeah. There's.
It's a. I think their SWAT is not what our SWAT would be. There's some there that I agree with. The Massachusetts one. Aerosmith.
Yeah. Oh, Boston is from Boston.
Okay.
Massachusetts.
Fuck it. I still like Aerosmith.
Aerosmith is okay. This is something that you hear who's the greatest English rock band of all time, and you either get Led Zeppelin or you're gonna get the Who, or you're gonna get Pink Floyd. But when it comes to America, we have Aerosmith and we have the Eagles. Who else?
Yeah.
Who else, America? Who else do you revere as the greatest rock band? I mean, you can do Van Halen, but I mean,
that's going right now.
Well, I wasn't saying right. I mean, just in general, like who's our revered rock band? Like whenever you say who's the greatest English rock band, you're gonna get Led Zeppelin or you're gonna get the Who. You know what I mean? Like, but when it comes to American bands, like, who is our American rock band ambassador? Is it the Eagles or is it Aerosmith? Because you even have the Rolling Stones over there. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they have. Because I heard this talked about once on a podcast, and they didn't have an answer either. I'd say it's got to be the Eagles, though. Because realistically, Leonard Skinner was the voice of the South, so. And if Leonard Skinner didn't get taken away so early, Ronnie Van Zant and, Cassie Gaines and one of the best guitar players of all time. Not Cassie Gaines.
Well, I think we could all kind of go with, like, an Aerosmith. We can go with... Some people might lean on the Chili Peppers some.
Of course.
Maybe they might lean a little. Not saying that's fully. Anything Sammy Hagar does.
Yeah.
Wouldn't say he's lower tier, but still, he can draw some fucking people.
Of course. But the Eagles, I think the Eagles would sell out more than any of them.
Eagles, Aerosmith, Garth.
As far as like rock band, though.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
Like true American
True
rock and
American rock and roll band.
Right now, it was the Foo. I mean,
when they get going again.
Yeah, for the most of the.
You know they're going to.
Yeah, the Foo. Whether you people like it or not, the Foo was the ambassadors of America. I mean, Metallica always.
I say Foo. I say once, not now, of course, but when they tour again and they find a drummer, because you know it's going to happen.
Of course.
It's Foo.
It's Foo.
It's Foo.
Right now, they are. I mean,
it's
yes,
Foo.
you can say Metallica, but I'm talking about as far as like rock and roll, like traditional rock and roll. Foo is our ambassador, people.
Yeah.
Like it or not.
That's who they are. That's who it is.
They took the torch from the Eagles and Aerosmith, and they
guys
kept it rolling.
Of course. Speaking of this stuff, we'll keep this one rolling. Rage Against the Machine finally reunited for their first show in 11 years. Normal World Rage Against the Machine would have held a reunion tour by now, but originally announced back in February 2020. String of shows were set to feature Run the Jewels and his accompanying act, but the coronavirus pandemic caused the tour to be pushed back. Finally, after more than a 2-year wait, Rage Against the Machine began a reunion, which stood as their first show together in 11 years. The concert took place in East Troy, Wisconsin, at the Alpine Valley Music Theater, and they kicked off the night with a performance of Bomb Track, the opening track from their 92 self-titled debut album. Throughout the night, Rage Against the Machine also flashed political messages on the screen, like one that read, "Abort the Supreme Court," and a visual of a cop car on fire. The course comes after the band donated $475,000 from the sales of charity tickets at the East Troy show, as well as one in Chicago, to the reproductive rights organizations in Wisconsin and Illinois. "We are disgusted by the repeal of Roe v. Wade," quote, and the devastating impact that will have on tens of millions of people, the group wrote in part through a message about the donation. Well, we knew it was going to get political about that for a second. It was Rage. But Rage, back and doing its thing again.
You got to be vaxxed to go to their shows, though.
A lot of political stuff there, and I just kind of try to set it aside, and it's like, it's the music, whatever.
But I respect them for what they do. I don't want to get thrown into a political show. That's not for me.
Yeah, and that sucks.
I want to go to enjoy the music.
It sucks that it can't be about that.
Yeah.
I will agree there. I will say that it sucks that it can't be about just the music and the show, and it has to be Roe versus Wade, white versus black, whatever it may be. It's just a politic thing.
The unvaxxed people.
And we're not that way here on the Guitar Prize Podcast. I just think it's a legendary band getting back together is something worth noting. Here's another one. More Stranger Things BS. Metallica slapped down a gatekeeping fan over a snarky comment about their music being in Stranger Things. FYI, quote, "Everyone is welcome in the Metallica family." Metallica hit back a fan on their TikTok account for trying to gatekeep their music to its use in Stranger Things. The band's hallmark 1986 anthem, Master of Puppets, was played in a Season 4 grand finale of the global sci-fi horror hit series. In a pivotal scene, the show's level metalhead and Dungeons & Dragons Hellfire Club leader Eddie Munson shreds the song on guitar to save his friends from the creatures of the Upside Down. Now, since its inclusion, the track has seen a major uplift in UK singles charts and is also the 14th position on Spotify's global chart and the 7th on Spotify's UK and US charts. Metallica, who described the song's inclusion to the show as an incredible honor, uploaded a video of a live performance of the track onto their TikTok account yesterday, captioning it, "Heard any cool songs lately?" In the comments, one fan wrote, "I'm sorry, Metallica, for all the fake Stranger Things fans. Love ya." In response, the band hit back writing, "Don't be sorry. Everyone is welcome in the Metallica family. Even if they like puppets, chances are they'll find plenty of other songs to get into." To address gatekeeping as a whole, they posted a message in the top of the comment section writing, "FYI, everyone is welcome in the Metallica family. Whether you've been a fan for 40 hours or 40 years, we all share a bond through music." So, don't gatekeep people's shit, y'all. Be nice, and don't be a dickhead.
I mean, it's nice to Stranger Things to play this new Metallica band. They're going to really blow up. Blow up now. 17.5 million Spotify shares in the first 2 days.
Hey, I mean, I think it's cool that these things are using modern music. Like the new Thor movie, GNR was in the whole thing.
But just imagine what this just did for guitar playing learning right now.
And then there's a freaking custom $5,000 BC Rich made after this whole thing.
Yeah.
That we just, you know what I mean? Like, this is 80s thrash metal guitar will keep riding.
I think we literally just hit a rewind button, because we know how people are learning songs. Whenever people heard Master Puppets for the first time, we're like, especially your young aspiring guitarists, like, holy crap.
Yeah, what is this?
Is that alternate picking? No, buddy. Good luck. That's all down picking. Have fun.
Have fun figuring that out.
And when you play it live back in those days, like I've talked about before, they did it 20% faster, so get your chops up, pals. And shout out to Stranger Things for putting the new Metallica band on the market. Nice of you. Not like they're the biggest band in the world or whatever.
I'm trying to see here of what I can do. We got this next article, but it's looking like it's going to be big. So,
boy.
I'm going to get all the way up to the top. Or what I'm going to end up having to do is get up to the top. But guys, loudwire.com, excuse me for the bad audio, every thrash metal's Big Four album ranked from worst to best. We could do a whole damn show on this.
Oh, man.
But my point is, it starts at 47.
There is no worst. I'm sorry.
We're gonna go to 10. We're just gonna go to 10.
I'll take it.
Because we're at 42 minutes. We've still got a long way to go. We got a sweet main event, and we've got a wonderful gas. $15. Here we go. Let me grab my pen. Oh.
What was I plug?
Sorry for all that mess. See my ugly ass. Alright, 15. Metallica, 91. The album that introduced Metallica to the mainstream is still their most successful effort. It's also nearly a greatest hits in and of itself, considering it contains 5 RIA Platinum or Gold certified singles. That's the most on any Metallica album before or since. All 5 numbers, Enter Sandman, The Unforgiven, Nothing Else Matters, Wherever I May Roam, and Sad But True, remain instantly recognizable. 14. Slayer, Hell Awaits, from 1985. This is where they went from Slayer to fucking Slayer. A couple more A's and R's would get added to Primal Roar a couple years later with Rain and Blood. But they seem to be getting ahead of themselves. Revisionist history, for better or worse, afford us the ability to claim wild things such as you can just tell they were about to do something huge, but the progression from Show No Mercy to Hell Awaits not only shows identity taking shape, but that Slayer were rather distant from their thrash peers in California.
You know what I miss? Going to concerts and just yelling Slayer for no reason.
13. Anthrax, Persistence of Time, 1990. Anthrax, it might be Anthrax's most creatively grave and clever work for artistic and interpersonal reasons, and it's a clear response to the relative safety and frivolity of the state of euphoria. The words and music of Blood and Discharge reveal a palpable darkness and depth, imploring everyone to hear them with utmost seriousness. 12. Megadeth, Countdown to Extinction, from 92. When Megadeth entered the studio of Fall in 91, they had a choice to make. They could write and record another album full of complex rhythms and virtuosic solos, or they could go in a different direction. On Countdown to Extinction, the band chose the latter. 11. Metallica, Justice for All, from 88.
Best Metallica album. Sorry.
Following the death of bassist Cliff Burton and landmark success of Master of Puppets, the Grammy-nominated Injustice for All showcased Metallica's steadfast resilience. Number 10, Metallica Kill 'Em All, from 1983. And number 9, Slayer, South of Heaven. 8. Anthrax, Spreading the Disease of 1985. 7. Megadeth, Peace Sells But Who's Buying from 1986.
Monster album.
This Slayer cover was in so many darn jukeboxes when I was a kid, and I always was like, what is this? You know what I mean? Like, he was just saying, like, what is this? Slayer, Seasons in the Abyss. And that's not a dog on it. I was just a young kid, and I'm looking at that cover, you know, in those old school jukeboxes that played the CDs that had the CD covers in them. And I'd see that thing, and I'd be like, what's that?
It's like we used to play, if you youngins didn't know, we used to go to a jukebox and play stuff that we didn't know by their album covers.
Yeah.
Like The Warrant. You know the Warrant album I'm talking about. It's that big fat face with the hot dog stick. It's like, I don't know. It's a weird album.
Or the NXS album with the dude's head and the feet and the skateboard.
Yeah.
You know, you kind of know. Or the Boston album, that old school Boston album. But sticking with the metal, 5, Metallica Ride the Lightning. 4, Anthrax Among the Living of 87. 3, Megadeth's Rest in Peace. 2, Slayer,
Rain and Blood.
Rain and Blood from 86. And 1, Metallica, Master of Puppets from 1986.
I have no argument.
There's a lot more that we could have gone into. Obviously, it was started at 47.
But it's
We'd
like,
still be going.
oh yeah,
We'd still
because
be going.
because you've left out Testament. You left out.
I think they were just doing the big 4 though. In this article, they were just. But I get what you mean.
You know, it's funny. One person's like, Testament should be in the big 4 instead of Anthrax. Like, Anthrax sold more albums on one album than Testament has in their whole career. So that pretty much tells you why they're part of the big 4.
Yeah, that tells you exactly why they're part of the big 4.
And don't get it twisted. Anthrax freaking slams. So Joey Belladonna.
Guys, we're running at the 48-minute mark here on the Guitar Pros podcast. I've got one last thing for news. Disturbed David Draymond praises bandmate for taking on cancel culture with a custom guitar design. Disturbed, who have never been canceled, tackle cancel culture with a new guitar design. David Draymond praising Dan Donegan. Frontman declared that he couldn't be more proud. Who recently had the phrase "fuck cancel culture" printed on a guitar in the style of the Coca-Cola logo. On July 6th, Donegan posted several images of the new instrument alongside the caption, "The new addition to my arsenal. Thank you, Mark LaCourte, Matt Chewy, and Dinzik Schecter. Matt Chewy Dinzik of Schecter Guitars. Hashtag fuck cancel culture disturbed." Following the post, Draymond took to Twitter to share a picture of the guitar alongside the message, "At Dan Donegan's guitar's new guitar. Couldn't be more proud." And here is the picture of said guitar.
I'm right with you, buddy.
Yeah, I'm not against this. It kind of reminds me of Jack White from back in the day, so have fun with that one. But just the red and the white, but I still think it's cool. There's nothing wrong with it.
Let's start to hate for Disturbed like always. I got a new album coming out. New single comes out the 15th, so, which I'm always going to be Disturbed one. I don't give a damn. You know they played and sold out Madison Square Garden earlier this year?
Wow. No,
like complete sellout. Not like sellout, but they sold it out.
You guys want to know who's not a sellout? That's Ryan Trump, Greenbeard Grooming. Guys, head over to greenbeardgrooming.com. Get on the most wonderful beard hardware you can get, from the Sequoia beard rake, small, medium, large, and extra large, the boar bristle brush, the sapling mustache comb. You can get it all, from mustache balms to beard oil. But surprisingly, guys, we love to support their beard hardware, specifically their beard rakes and their boar bristle brush. Tame the strays. greenbeardgrooming.com. Head over there and they will plant a tree in your name in the National Forest for every purchase you make. Tell them the pirates sent you. They'll treat you like the scallywag you deserve to be. Ryan Trumpet, Greenberg, Grooming brother, we love you. Rolling on. Gas, guys. Gear acquisition syndrome. Jim told me about this in a hot parking lot today, and my jaw dropped. Part of my jaw is probably still there. Gibson releases Rex Brown's signature Thunderbird bass.
Swooping them up.
Whoa.
Swooping everybody up.
That's just swooping the legends. Gene Simmons, Rex Brown, Tate Mustaine.
Kirk Hammett. Well, I mean...
It was Kirk Hammett. Yeah, dude. Jesus.
Who... As us wrestling brethren will say, who's next?
Exactly. Who is next?
And we know they're sticking. I mean,
and they just put Jared James Nichols on their artist roster too. Pulled him from the Epiphone, full-blown Gibson guy now.
Full-blown
Gibson guy now.
Give him a round of applause, bruh.
Yeah, because he came from nothing and made it.
He went
dude
from
deserves it.
He went from the basement to the penthouse.
If there's anybody who deserves it, it's that guy.
Oh,
hard working sumbitch.
And Zach Wilde loves that dude.
And he's got arms bigger than Zach. It looks like. I mean, Zach's getting a little older, of course, but that's not talking bad on Zach. I'm just saying, Jared James Nichols is a big guy.
Don't get it twisted. Zach's still
he's still
massive.
Yoked, but I mean, you see Jared, and you're just like, Jesus Christ, boy, like he can manhandle it.
And he plays a no pick. Shout out to that boy.
No pick. Stays true to the Les Paul Jr. True to what he loves. It's hard to find people that are like that.
Yeah.
That stay kind of just that one thing.
Yeah, I hate people that can't pick out what guitar they want to have and stick with that company.
No, I really just mean by like the single pickup P90 no pick thing.
Well, yeah.
You know, he's stuck to that. Like that's his tonal formula, and he's stuck to it.
I could also see him do. Do they have an ES335 Junior?
No.
Or like a Birdlander Junior? I wonder if they will ever come out with something.
There
like
is
that.
a ES125, but it's a neck pickup instead of a bridge pickup, and it's more of a bigger guitar.
That'd be cool though if they did a 335 Junior.
Be different. I'd be interested to see it.
Like a smaller body.
Yeah, like a 339. Those are the smaller body ones.
339, yeah.
Those are the smaller body ones. But Rex Brown. Pantera's Rex Brown is a new signature Thunderbird from Gibson, and it's built for punishing rips, with more than a new few niceties thrown in. These include gold hip-shot bridge and tuners, with hip-shot's drop D extender coming standard on the E string. And thanks to the Rebucker T-Bird pickups, Rex says, it has low end for days, and it sustains. So, Rebucker T-Bird pickups is what they're calling it. Rex has custom pickups. Custom Gibson pickups. I mean, because you got a custom guitar, but it goes deeper than that, though. So he's got pickups and the bass.
That's pretty cool looking bass.
Doesn't really show much pictures of it. I mean, you could play the video obviously, but nice bridge on it. Nice big bridge, black and gold.
Classy.
Yeah. Shows just Rex playing it out in the middle of nowhere. Thunderbird bass. I wonder what made him go to Gibson's and do this.
Right?
Because I know he was doing the Spectre thing for a while.
Well, I think it's... Just remember, 2015, Gibson was about to close down.
There was a lot of people talking shit about Gibson. A lot of metal guys, especially from the Mastodon camp, were like, dude, these guys aren't supporting us.
Yeah.
But then they've had a new head lineup change.
And
A lot of
look
stuff.
what's happened.
And yeah, they've had the lawsuit stuff.
Woo, yeah, you're $2,500, baby. Or,
I think the lawsuit stuff, too, is coming from suits.
Yeah.
It's not coming from, like, you know, the dudes we like. I think it's people just trying to be buttholes.
But, you know, at least the Dean Gibson stuff's finally done and over with. They won. They didn't get shit for it, but I told you so, I guess.
Wait, at least it's over with.
Well, we still got to wait for the Dime estate and the Dean stuff.
But still, Rex getting a Gibson bass.
Beast.
I mean, there's nothing bad to say about that. And you get a custom drop D on that thing. You get custom Rebucker T-Bird pickups. And it's a Rex Brown Gibson, for Christ's sake. Did you ever think Pantera would be that close to Gibson?
No.
Even in a bass form?
No.
I know Rex isn't involved with Pantera, you know, of course we know why. But still, that's Pantera living and breathing through Gibson.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
Shout out to Gibson,
being
man.
the last one to maybe bring it all back together and put Dime under the banner.
Man.
It's got to be Gibson or it's got to be Wild Audio. I don't see it being anybody else.
The only other thing they could do is go in like Wild Audio did and find a guitar company to make Dime
guitars.
Dime guitars.
Yep.
Which would be
fine with
would
me.
be fine, but if Rita went to Gibson and Gibson said, "Yeah, we'll do the Stealth and we'll do the Razorback." Can you imagine the Dean? Poor Dean.
Poor Dean. Wow. Yeah, that.
I'm a Dean lover, but get your shit. I mean, dude.
It's crazy. I know. That's another rabbit hole for another day. But guys, if you guys want to let us know where you think Dime and his new guitars will end up one day, hit us up on the socials: Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, down in the comment section. Whatever you guys want to do, hit us up. Let us know. More gas before we hit the hour mark here. Epiphone, Zounds. Yeah, we talked about the Casino worn hollow body last week in the olive drab green. But did you know that there is an exclusive Epiphone Firebird in olive drab green? There's an exclusive Explorer in olive drab green. There's the exclusive SG Standard 61 in olive drab green. There's a 335. And there is a Flying V, all in olive drab green.
That's a lot.
Yeah, I said it. Olive drab green.
That's almost their whole lineup.
Almost. $649 for the Explorer, obviously. You guys can see it on the screen.
It's not that I don't like the color. I would have liked black hardware, personally. I think it would have made it look
I think the
more-
one that's going to be the crazy seller is this 335. Because double damn.
All I would have to do is just put black hardware on it, and I'd be more.
But regardless, olive drab green.
$649, baby.
It's a sick color.
Yeah.
For Epiphone 2 all the way across the board. Give me a junior like that. Why don't they have juniors like this?
Epiphone, if you're listening, come on, Gibby.
That's the thing. There is a Gibson Tribute Flying V in olive drab green, $1,500.
That ain't bad.
No.
1,500?
No credit check. $124.92. 12 months. It's a sounds. Y'all get on it.
Well, don't let that $124.92 fool you. You got to add in your shipping, so it'll probably be like $130.
You got to add in a little bit, but guys, it's still there.
It's still worth it.
It's still worth it by the time you're done. But seriously, Gibson in this olive drab green color. I know that it was on a Chris Cornell guitar and a couple other things as well. Man, make this color more. Bring this color back. And I know that on that Epiphone Casino, it's more of a satiny color. Looks glossy. Still, you're ranging from $649, $599 for the SG and the 335, $649 for the V and the Explorer and the Firebird. Surprises me they're no Les Paul. But guys, hit up Z-Sounds if you want those olive drab Epiphones, because pretty sweet colors.
And I'm sure American Music Supply, they're a sister company, so.
Yeah, I bet they might be there as well. You guys are rolling in. Mean Beard of the Week. Former alum John Petrucci. Happy birthday.
2-time.
But guys, Mean Beard of the Week, episode 67. We're going to run about 6 or 7 beard care tips for you, and we can rattle a few off the top of our head. First one I'm going to say, pretty easy. Use Mean Beard. There's my tip for you. Use Mean Beard.
Oil and whip.
Second tip. Even if you don't use Mean Beard, get in a beard care regimen. Either do it every day, do it every other day, whatever you need to do, get in a beard care regimen. Don't short yourself on taking care of your facial hair forest. Another tip, I think we've talked about this one before. The oil goes on the skin.
Mm-hmm.
It's not for the hair. It's for the skin, guys. The oil goes on the skin.
And then, of course, you brush it.
Yeah, of course. But
that's just for extra sheen and smell.
And here's another one, and I'll tell you this. Don't be afraid of a trim. And I know if you're going for length, I'm not saying cut the damn thing off. I'm just saying if your beard has some split ends or has just a little bit of dead ends to it, don't be afraid of getting a very, very small trim.
You were giving me length, and I was looking for girth.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you can get some extra. It's almost like you're just cutting the unhealthy tiny bits of the ends off. It can be healthy once in a while. I know that sounds counterproductive to what we're doing here, but guys,
here's another hot tip: don't wash your beard with soap all the time. You don't have to. If you're using that beard oil, beard whip, wash it out. Use your beard. Get your beard wet brush. Make sure you have a wet brush. A wet brush is a lifesaver.
Yes, don't wash your beard with chemicals like shampoo and crazy bull crap, guys, because it will make your face even more itchier. It ain't fun.
They have beard shampoo. Just get you some beard shampoo.
Baby shampoo helps too.
Yeah.
That's another one if you guys aren't, into some of the skull and crossbones stuff that people are putting out there these days.
Right. Yeah.
So you never know what's going on. We know Johnson & Johnson baby shampoo been around since our granddaddies.
Right.
Great-grand,
Because the water will get most of the gunk.
It will, especially hot water if you let it beat on it for a while. Don't be afraid to take those rakes in the shower if you got a big beard like we do. It's nice to comb those princess manes in.
And don't forget to brush your face with the most beautiful brush I've ever owned. And that's that boar bristle brush.
That's that boar bristle brush from Green Beard Grooming, guys. Or the little pocket comb from Mean Beard.
Yes.
That thing comes in handy all the time.
That's both of those in my bathroom right now.
You got to have it, guys. Mean Beard. Get over to meanbeard.com. Use promo code GPP15. Save the dollars at checkout. proven by champions, backed by science, big, small, one and all. It's not the beard, it's the attitude, guys. Whatever you got, Mean Beard has got it for you. Those are some of our tips. Mean Beard of the Week, John Petrucci. Guys, if you want any more insider tips, hit us up on the socials, and we'll tell you everything we know, or we will find it out for you about your beard care products.
Especially for you, I shave when it itches.
The fuck out of here.
Do some research, boy.
I shave when it is. Get the fuck out of here.
I hear that all the time. It always itches. I'm like, because you need oil. You need to replenish that oil in your skin.
Quit washing.
No, that's not what it is. I'm like, all right, whatever.
Quit washing your face with that nasty soap.
Yeah.
Taking all the oils off your face. 'Cause that's why your face itches, because your face got no oil.
I use Axe bodies. I use Axe body wash on
Use
my
Old
face.
Spice on my face.
No wonder why your beard is like.
Yeah.
Looks like a wire brush.
Yeah, guys, get off that nasty body wash and stuff. Go get a real bar of soap these days. That Dr. Squatch stuff, more and more it's out, the more and more it's like, dude.
I've heard some bad stuff when that's Dr. Squatch.
I haven't really had a problem. Or heard of a problem.
Well, the reviews that I was about to order it, the reviews that I've watched is that it disintegrates. You get like 1 or 2 uses.
I
and
just think
people are having a lot of trouble with it just
well,
disintegrating.
if you can find a good natural soap, get it.
Yeah,
'Cause you definitely want to get away from some of this bull crap that you've been using forever. It's not good. It's not good for you.
if you see a hippie selling soap, buy that shit.
Yep.
100%.
They put a lot of care and love into that soap.
They care about what they put out.
But guys, let's fact check us on the Dr. Squatch. Is it as good or is it as bad as what they say it is?
We don't know because I've never used it.
I've just thought about it because I've been thinking, man, I probably should just get on a little bit better, healthier soap.
I mean, anymore after I clean a clinic, I use antibacterial, so I feel a lot more better. I don't itch as much. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I definitely hate the foo-foo soap. Guys, enough soap talk. Enough soap talk on this Guitar Prides podcast. This ain't a soap opera. On episode 67 of the Guitar Prides podcast, we're gonna do what we've done on certain years that the episode correlates for. 1967, episode 67. We're at the hour and 7-minute mark, which is funny. 1967 voted the best year in music.
Wait, hold on. Double entendre, hour and 7 minutes, 67 seconds. Or 67 minutes.
It's
fate.
It's fate, guys. It's fate. Whether you're a metalhead, whether you are a blues man, whether you're a country guy, 67 was the year Jimi Hendrix and the Who blasted audience with searing performances at the Monterey Festival. 67 has been voted the best year for pop and BBC. Listeners of the BBC Radio 2 have an average of 51, tallied up the musical milestones of the year, and declared it the ultimate music year out of 50 years ending in 2005. It was the year the Beatles unleashed Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, and Hendrix pushed the envelope with Are You Experienced? That Are You Experienced album sits with me pretty hard. Like on a guitar album.
Oh, yeah.
Like Mount Rushmore, like that one's gonna sit up there, you know. That there's a lot of other ones up there we could do too. That'd be a fun episode.
Because even the Sgt. Peppers, they really got into more guitar stuff.
That Beatles deal that they had on the Disney Plus is really good. But see, even going along with British Invasion was in full roll as the Rolling Stones agreed to tone down their lyrics to Let's Spend the Night Together for the Ed Sullivan Show. And Pink Floyd started to crack into the North American market. The Monkees ruled the charts and the Beach Boys were introducing a new sound. It was also the year the Beatles performed All You Need Is Love to 400 million people on the first worldwide television broadcast. Best known as the Summer Love, mid-67 saw anti-Vietnam War protests foment anger amongst young Americans, and 200,000 people gathered for a landmark music festival in Monterey, California. It was the same year San Francisco's psychedelic sounds hit music charts with bands such as Jefferson Airplane, The Grateful Dead, The Doors, and The Byrds. Female performers were also topping the charts with Aretha Franklin and Joan Baez. Future stars David Bowie and the Bee Gees were getting into the studio. On the other end of the spectrum, the 1999 got the least number of votes of the 40 years. That year was marked by the debut singles of Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera.
Oof.
But really, when you think about it, the BBC Radio 2's top 5 music years: 67, 57, 73, 66, and 69.
Nothing from the 80s?
Nothing. That was top 5. And this is BBC.
Which there's nothing wrong with that, but I mean, the 80s was a huge shift. And I mean, love it or hate it, the hair metal scene was, until the ballads started.
Yeah, I think if
coming
they
out.
would do something like this today, there would be some changes.
Yeah.
I think there would be.
And let's not get it twisted. The 90s had some of the funnest, most happy freaking music of all time.
Yes. Yes. I would love to bring back the positivity and happiness of the 90s.
I mean, the grunge scene was darker. You know what I mean?
I
But
liked some of those. What was those band that? Gosh darn it. Two Little Princes. Some of those other bands. You know, those other like guitar bands from way back in the day. Can't remember the dang names to save my life. But you guys know what I'm talking about. 90s alternative.
yeah.
You guys remember that stuff. It all kind of runs together. I miss that shit.
Where everybody's singing this register.
Exactly.
When you had the likes of Bush, and
Bush was fun.
Bush is great. Glycerine. It's nuts, though. I mean, of course, people. Anything from the 60s, 70s is freaking gold. Anything from the 50s is gold. But I don't know. The 80s had so much going on. You had the explosion of Michael Jackson. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Remember that the Spin Doctors, that Little Miss Can't Be Wrong.
Little Miss,
That's
Little
the
Miss
song
can't
that
be
I'm
wrong.
thinking about in my head. That
Man,
right
that song
there.
hits hard.
That's like mid 90s guitar, and there's just like a lot of guitar in it and stuff. That to me is what I'm getting at.
And
That's
then-
what I miss so much about the.
And then their other song is I don't mess with your pee-pee, don't mess with your pee-pee when we talk for show.
But guys, if that's your heyday, you guys remember that stuff and love it, hit us up on the socials.
Oh wait, hold on. And I wake up and I know I'm gonna be the man that walks back home to you.
But guys, 67 voted for the best year of music of BBC 2. This was way back in the day, like 2006, when this article was written. And I know we don't do older articles, but since this is a main event, we're talking about 1967.
Well, 67 is still revered right now. I mean, you know, it's hard to put anything above 67.
Yeah, you really.
And I'm not saying that the 80s is going to go above 67, but there's a lot of stuff in the 80s. Like, you got Prince in 84 with Purple Rain. You got a lot of stuff.
Metallica in 86.
You know, you got a lot of
Stuff that happened
to
in
talk
88
about.
and 89.
You
And
got
the grunge stuff from the 90s.
88, you had Guns N' Roses. You had so much stuff going on.
The Bon Jovis of the world.
Yeah,
How big was he? Good Lord.
massive.
Massive.
When you had bands like Rat that were huge in the 80s, and now they're playing like bus stops and stuff like that.
Guys, let's move it on what we always like to do here. Let's look at some vintage guitars from 1967.
I'm just waiting I have to wait till 78 till we start looking at Dean's. Sorry, we're
We'll
getting there.
We don't do this because I mean we could do it for 68,
Oh.
69. 69 we're gonna do a little Woodstock thing.
Well, we're doing episode 79 is gonna be Dean, because
That'll be fun episode 2.
you know the
79.
79 Dean guitar is it's the most iconic Deans.
It's
It's
a sought after guitar too.
taking my headset with me,
Sorry.
with you.
I'm gonna hold on, Jim. I'm gonna cut you out for just a second. I about took Jim's head off, guys.
I didn't know what was going on.
That's better.
I was standing still, then I'm like,
Hey! Hey! But hey, it's
Hey,
not
man.
this isn't as bad as the worst episode ever. Check it out on Guitar Parts Podcast down your feed.
Wasn't bad.
But hey, 67 Fender Telecaster Blonde, factory finish Bigsby. Has a Gibson neck pickup in it. Original case. Talk about Drool City. This looks like something Joe Bonamassa needs.
This looks like something that Joe Bonamassa has.
There's the neck stamp. There's what's left of the PAF sticker.
Wow.
Body's been routed. No wonder it's only $9,000.
$9,000?
That's it, guys. That's it. It's actually pretty good for a 67.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a really good price.
Let's see here. Velvet Hammer bridge pickup, original pots and switch. Weighs in at 9 pounds. Ooh. Yikes.
I still don't think that's heavier than that PV.
No. That T60? Oh, Jesus, no.
That thing had to weigh 12 pounds.
Fender Custom Shop 67 Telecaster Deluxe Heavy Relic in Daphne Blue.
Ooh.
Get out of my ass. That may be a custom shop, but it can be my 1967 custom shop.
Why don't you say it with your chest, bro?
Say it with your chest.
Look at that guitar. Look at that
2022 Custom Shop 67 Telecaster Deluxe at Heavy Relic. This is the very best of the best, a brand new one-of-a-kind example that landed in England a month ago. Listed 3 months ago. So there you go.
What's the price?
$5,000. Let's do a couple more Fenders and let's jump to some Gibsons. What do you say? Trying to see if there's anything vintage, complete and vintage. Here we go. And it's Telly's, guys. If you guys want me to do anything other Fender, is the Telly okay?
When did they come as a Starcaster?
Ooh, I'm not sure.
I'm gonna have to check that out because the Starcasters are badass.
Still looking at 67 in honor of episode 67 of the Guitar Parts Podcast. 1967 Fender Telecaster with flame cap maple fretboard. Possible old thin nitro refin. Which doesn't bother me. If you got a refin from back then, it's probably the same stuff.
Right?
Or more than likely it was sent back to the factory. Because people did that back in the day, They'd send that some bitch back to the factory and make them refinish it. Like a damn hamburger. It's
Damn.
true, though.
Well, yeah. Damn Karens. 75.
Okay. Maple cap fretboard, nitro lacquer shores, very nice weathering. Neck date July 67, possible refrit. 66 stacked pole pots, 31st week of 66. These specs were documented when it was set up by a luthier. Weighs 3.3 kilograms, which I do not know what that is. Have to find that out. But guys, $13,000. A lot of Austin 68 pink Paisley Tellys for $20,000. Call up Brad Paisley.
Right? Wait, did you say 13 kilos or 3 kilos?
3 kilos.
Oh, I was like,
3.3.
There's no way that
no
guitar
way
is
it was-
28.66 pounds.
No way it weighs as much as my daughter. There's no way in hell. Okay. 67.
6.614 pounds.
That's a yes, ma'am.
Get in your ass.
Get in my ass. We're going to do 67 Gibson.
Anything. Ooh, Flying V.
Okay. We'll see if we got it.
Because I'm thinking of, Hendrix.
If there's a 67 Mahogany V reissue. 67 custom shop for $5,000. Here we go. Got one.
Is it white?
No. Sunburst. Which is
Nothing wrong with that.
very odd.
Yeah. Normally it's black.
Or Karina.
Or
white.
Or even red.
Yeah. That like see-through cherry red thing. Yeah, stain. Sunburst.
And a 67.
Wow. $35,000, guys. Original hard shell case. That sure as shit is sunburst.
I bet you that sumbitch sounds so good.
I bet it is. Only one of 175 built by Gibson in the mid to late 60s. Absolutely stunning. Guitar produces a wonderful sound. The example is in overall good condition, exhibiting honest playwear throughout, dings and dents around the edges, heavy finish lacquer checking, and even ever-common headstock break. Ooh. The brake runs up the backside of the headstock vertically behind the low E tuning machine and upwards diagonally to the G-string tuner. The brake does not show on the face of the headstock, only on the backside, and did not completely break through. The damage was professionally repaired and is solid as a rock and appears to be structurally sound. Original tuners replaced at some point and has since been period-correct tuners installed. Medium-sized neck features a round C-shaped profile, starting out at the meteor side of the 12th fret and tapering down as you make your way towards the headstock. Weighs 6 pounds 10 ounces.
Wow. Hey, the more you break stuff, the more you put it back together, the stronger it gets.
The stronger it gets.
Especially with guitar necks.
And the more it costs.
Yeah.
$35,000. I'm sorry, dude. I'm going to pass on that one. I think it's an awesome piece of history.
There's a white one, but
that's a reissue. Custom shop made. They definitely don't have very many of those flying around.
I was going to say, I bet you they got a freaking truck full of Les Pauls.
Oh, I bet. No. I put in 67 Gibson Les Paul, and it gave me a bunch of parts.
Explorers.
'67 Gibson ES-125 TDC Sunburst. This is what I was talking about earlier. $3,500.
Ooh, that's not bad.
Whoa. Hollow body P90, Sunburst, Florentine cutaway, thinner body, mid-60s thin line ES-125, very good condition, light player wear. Missing the pick guard and tuners or newer replacements. Knobs may have been replaced as well. Weighs 5 pounds 4 ounces. That's the beauty of those old hollow bodies. Ooh. Wow, what a steal. What's wrong with this thing? That could be it right there. This looks like stress cracks.
Doesn't bother me one bit.
Man.
If it's playable.
Yeah, wow. What a deal for that guitar.
It's gorgeous, too.
Yeah, no shit. Okay, 67 Gibson Fender
Jaguar.
There we go. I love it when you're on it.
'Cause those red, oh man, 67 Jaguars with the red with the shoreline gold coming through. Ugh. Money,
Fender,
right?
Fender Jaguar bound rosewood fingerboard 67 candy apple red refinished with Fender black interior case. So it's a refin.
The refin, they still use shoreline. They better use shoreline gold or get stabbed. God.
Maybe it is that old. It is a 67. It's only $5,000, guys. Damn.
All we need is 5,000 of you to send us $1.
All right.
10,000 of you to send us 50 cents.
Here we go. 67 Fender Black Panel Bassman 50 watt. Oh, it's from 64. God dang it. Well, that ain't worth a damn. Here you go. Deluxe Reverb Drip Edge from 67. $2,700. Little silver face action. 67 rolls on yet again.
Can I get a amp that I can't play inside for 5,000, please? Can I get amp that you need to be out in the middle of nowhere to play past 2, maybe?
Yeah.
It's so loud.
They're so loud, dude.
If you want to really, especially if you crank up that verb and you hit a clean clunk.
Whoa. Marshall 67 Super 1967 Super Tremolo, model 1959T 100 watt plexi amp head. $7,000. Marshall Super Tremolo. Never known Marshalls to have tremolos.
Right? Damn.
I think that's cool though.
$7,000 for a plexi?
Yeah. 100 watt plexi head. I'm sure there's some vintage guys out there probably licking their chops. Whoa. A model 1967. It's a 71. It's a Marshall JMP model 1967 major 200 watt guitar amp. A 200 watt Marshall. I know Stevie Ray used Marshall majors in his big amp conglomeration that he had.
Jeez.
Jesus.
Tim Allen is... That's a shout out to Tim Allen, obviously. More power!
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of like Zakk Wylde's speaker has 350 watts.
Or the Randy Rhoads freaking Marshall.
One of the most iconic.
It's like a 90... It's a power-soaked 93 watts or something like that with cascading inputs and will literally make your fucking ears bleed.
The white one?
Yeah. Yeah. I did the research on it, and yeah, it's...
His amp and Kerry King amps are the two, like, best
Yeah.
Marshalls of all time.
Yeah. Yeah. Or either ones that they mod that you don't get.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like custom shop stuff.
Because even Marshall himself, the guy that created Marshall, said that Kerry King's amp is the perfect amp. All the diodes, all the capacitors, everything came out perfect.
But guys, that is pretty much it for episode 67, where we've done a little bit of a 1967 rundown, some instruments we can get nowadays, a little bit of music rundown of what was popular in 67. Kind of the same old stuff we've done. We've done a little bit of beard care advice. Jim's Metal Minute was wonderful. Hell, we found out about new Slayer action figures.
Oh, that's awesome.
Holy cow.
Shout out to Josh's little moment.
You know, and we'll get Jim's headphone situation figured out so I don't yank him across the table.
That freaked me out for a second. I'm like, what the hell's going on?
It did me too. I was like, what am I doing? I'm not hurting anybody, I swear.
Hey, look at the best part. 2 episodes away from 69.
2 episodes away from 69, guys. Hit us up. Let us know if we just need to make it a fully, like, 69 Woodstocky thing. Or if we just need to just...
Woodstock.
Go crazy.
We have to go Woodstock.
So, I'm just showing it out there because we're probably not going to get anybody to talk to us. Anyway, so we'll do Woodstock regardless.
And then...
But 69, if you guys wanted, you know, actually do a 69. bring some peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah. Or Nutella. I've tried Nutella for the first time.
Is it good?
It's delicious.
Wow. I need to try some.
Delicious.
I have never tried some. I heard when you try it, don't try too much at once.
Fuck that. I took one little lick off the wrapper you pull off, and I was like, oh, spoon. Instantly.
Okay. Well, you heard it here first. Nutella on the rise. The Guitar Parts Podcast. Episode 67 in the books. Thank you guys for inviting us in your earlobes this week. And thank you all for the support. Subscribe on the YouTube. Leave us a 5-star review wherever you get your podcasts. Whatever you do to consume this show, leave us a review, subscribe, whatever you need to do. Or even hit us up about the topics we even talked about if you're into this. Give us something to do. Give us something to talk about. Next episode, episode 68, coming down the pipeline this weekend. Wherever you get your podcasts. Guys, as always, if you learned anything on this show,
it was definitely by accident. Say it with your chest this week, people.
Say it with your mother effing chest. Guys, stay safe, stay cool, drink lots of water, wash your hands. Pandemic isn't over, but we sure want to act like it. I've been your host, Josh Jones.
Been your co-host, Jim Steger.
Have a wonderful week, everybody. Peace.